I'm dressed all sporty because this BMW iX3 looks just as sporty.
For some reason, I confused this for an X5. I'm a very big fan of the swivel wheel. I love this area over here.
Yes, guys, it is finally here, the BMW iX3. Now, I'm going to tell you all something very important you all need to know about the BMW iX3. This is closely related to the BMW X3, the original. But this particular BMW iX3 is unique in its own ways. It is electric. The thing is, guys, the BMW iX was too big, and yet the interior practicality solutions were just not as interesting as I had expected them to be, despite the mammoth size. This BMW iX3 has a lot in common with the X3 from what I see on the exterior. It has become evident that BMW started the X3 in the 2000s for competition's sakes. Now, in this segment of the X3, it's not entirely clear who exactly was BMW trying to compete. I believe they were trying to compete the Japanese competitors like that of Lexus, because that time the Japanese competitors were the only ones that had small crossover SUVs that were in the premium segment. So that of Infiniti, that of Lexus, and then various Japanese car manufacturers like Subaru, Mitsubishi, Nissan, Toyota, Honda, you name it, guys. But BMW saw massive success with the X3, especially in the 2000s and then in the 2010s. But there's only one thing that has to be remarked. Reliability and quality was just not on its side. However, I'm very proud to tell you all that BMW has stuck to its guns. They've gone through trial and error. Right, guys, this BMW iX3 costs 79,000 euros. Is this good value for money or not? Well, the thing is, guys, when it comes to premium car manufacturers, and that too electric, it can be difficult to discuss about value for money, but we still have expectations nonetheless, guys. And believe it or not, this is an electric crossover SUV for 79,000 euros. So, I'm inclined to say good value for money because I know quite a good number of crossover SUVs that are electric that cost between 60 to 70,000 euros. But this is 79,000 euros. So let's see what this BMW iX3 has. Oh yes, everyone, as you can see, I'm dressed all sporty because this BMW iX3 looks just as sporty. In fact, I don't know what is it about sportiness, but the sport kit, sporty theme added to a premium brand pairs well with BMW the most. I don't see it pairing well with Mercedes or Audi that much, although it would depend on which model you choose. But if you're talking about every model, BMW takes the trophy. Any model you choose, add the sport kit to it and it pairs perfectly fine.
So if you look carefully at the front design of this BMW iX3, the nose looks very similar to the current generation, but something about the headlight looks like the last generation, especially if you look at this entire area. Looks like the previous generation. It's interesting what BMW has done. Now, I don't know if they did it deliberately or not, but it's really, really nice. Then down there, you get the actual air vents, guys. Nothing pretentious. Very, very good. And 360-degree parking cameras. That's a bit rare, but it's amazing. Like, BMW offers it for 79,000 euros. Wow. Very nice. And I believe these are actual air vents. This is the side view of the BMW iX3, guys. Now, there's something I'd like to remark. When it comes to identity, there's a rich identity, okay? But it goes to a point where, for a second, I actually confused this for the X5. I had to look carefully to believe this was an iX3. So over here, guys, the wheels of the BMW iX3 looks very nice, but this is becoming a common BMW design. In fact, this started with the iX, I believe. BMW has developed an obsession where you have this piano black alloy wheel and then along with some shiny alloys. Very interesting what's going on. And then you get this blue surrounding the BMW badge to signify that this is electric. Number one, whilst exploring the exterior of this BMW iX3, guys, it was a very impressive design. I really am impressed with the way BMW has gone about it. Very evolutionary. But along the way, I also noticed some questionable aspects, guys. The first questionable aspect I'd like to remark is that despite the price of 79,000 euros and despite BMW's pride for sportiness, there's this air vent over here that has no purpose whatsoever, guys. It's just there. And I mean, it's there for the style. It looks nice, but I just don't understand why have it if it doesn't seem to have any purpose. One last thing I'd like to point out, guys, is that, as I've mentioned earlier, BMW crossover SUVs are starting to resemble each other a lot. Like, for some reason, I confused this for an X5, and then when I see the X1, I actually confuse it for the X3. Like, from certain angle, it reminds me of the X1, and then from certain angle, like when I look at the wheels are wider, and therefore it reminds me of the X5, like especially from this angle, you see. So there's something about BMW, like they're starting to make their crossover, all their X series models are starting to resemble each other, and it would be interesting if there was more originality, like if something stood out about each and every series. Alright everyone, time to explore the interior of the BMW iX3. You guys get electric seating adjustments with underknee support, guys. I just love the fact that I can just, you know, you get this extension right here, guys, seating extension, and then right here seeing memories as well. Wow, this is so nice. I love this. Hey everyone, interior of the BMW iX3. Now, I've emphasized this before and I'm going to emphasize this again. The thing about BMW is that their interiors tend to be very driver centric, so everything often tilts towards the driver. It tends to be all, you know, fun to drive, driving pleasure. After all, that was what BMW was all about. But the thing about driving pleasure is that it's also the laws of physics define driving pleasure as well. So when the car is lightweight and there's a 50-50 weight distribution, this was a bit difficult when BMW started entering the X series, when BMW entered the crossover SUV segment back in the very late 90s or in the early 2000s with the X5, guys. Now, BMW has nailed it, I'm sure, by now, and so therefore driving pleasure should not be a question. And this interior is very nice, guys, like always. With BMW, driver-centric. Very good. Now, one thing I have to remark, guys, is that out of Mercedes, BMW, and Audi, BMW likes to be old school. Like, for some reason, BMW is the only one that has countless amounts of buttons, more than I've ever seen in Mercedes. Audi has gone all touch screens from what I last saw. Infotainment system above, and over here you get your climate controls, and you get some basic media controls, guys. Wow, very nice. Still with the radio system. It's like BMW is the only one that still has this thing going on, or probably other manufacturers do. And then over here you get a swivel wheel, guys, for your infotainment system. These are your infotainment system controls, and BMW still sticks to swivel wheels. I love that, guys. I'm a very big fan of the swivel wheel. I love this area over here, and this is a new BMW gear stick design, so very interesting how BMW's gone about it. And I like the overall theme over here, guys. So I like how BMW has stuck to piano black over here in this area, and then so a touch of chrome on the side. Well, yeah, it's not chrome, but it's a material that resembles aluminum over here as well. And this trim can also be seen right here. Looks like aluminum, but it's not. It's very nice, but the piano black is nowhere else to be seen, guys. It's only here concentrated, but nowhere else. It's one of the best window buttons I've ever seen, guys. I love the design. This is what I'm looking for, guys, when I pay 79,000 euros. I love this. I really do. It's amazing. And then I like this door handle over here. Very nice. You guys get amazing sunroof right here. Panoramic sunroof. Steering wheel is a M kit steering wheel. So whenever you pick the M kit for BMWs, you always get this theme steering wheel. Looks very nice, and it's heated, guys. The heated steering wheel, and by the way, the seats are also heated. Very good. Now this steering wheel is very nice, but I've noticed BMW has a thing for thick steering wheels. Like, they're really... It's squidgy. Okay, it's very pleasant to hold on to, but the thing is, I'm under the impression it's a bit thick. It's something like you'd expect in a sports car or something, you know? It's a bit too much, but then that's just my opinion. Otherwise, it's pleasant, and it's really nice to look at, and it's got nice details on it. Guys, practicality. Let's talk about practicality. Now, before I get on to practicality, I just want to remind you all that electric cars tend to have one of the most questionable practicality, and especially when in the premium segment of the car industry. So let's see if this BMW iX is a survivor in this, or if it's another victim of poor practicality. So let's start with the door bin. Door bin right here. Quite nice. It can fit a big water bottle, although this plastic would be obstructing, but yeah, I think that will work. The door bin is actually quite nice itself. It's a bit deep over here. It's as good as it has to be for an SUV of this size and segment. it's nice, although there's this bit of plastic over here, but then you all be the judge. Now you get this bit of storage over here, very nice, and I like the material it's lined with. Here, center console storage, guys. Your center console storage is good. I'm under the impression it's wide, but it's not deep enough, guys. Although you get a USB point in there, but that's it. I was expecting it to be a bit deeper. And then over here you get your glove box. Now the glove box is... You see, the door of the glove box was quite big, but then as soon as you open it, you see inside it's a bit small. There's not enough space in there. Now, whether this is questionable or not, you all be the judge. But me, personally, I was expecting a bit more space, but then, again, a little bit below average for its price and segment. Hey guys, this is very promising. Practicality solutions were better than what I've seen of average electric cars, and especially electric crossover SUVs and full-sized SUVs. This is far better than the iX, I can confirm. But whilst exploring this interior, I also noticed some questionable aspects, and I'm going to point them out right now. The first questionable aspect I'd like to point out, guys, is that whenever I open this shutter, I don't know how exactly does it work, guys. I mean, do I have to, like, see? It's like, at first it took me 1 minute to realize I have to push this down gently and then open it. It's like, at first it wasn't clear, you know. Like, another questionable aspect I'd like to remark, guys, is that the door looks amazing, don't get me wrong, but whenever I close the door, there's some sound that comes from here, and I clarified. I looked all over the door. I even looked at the direction of the seat belt. The source of the sound comes from here, and I'm going to tell you all what I'm talking about. Like, listen to this. This entire door vibrates. This entire thing shakes. It looks very presentable, but it shakes every time I close the door. Let me try again. Alright everyone, time to explore the rear seats of the BMW iX3. Oh, the rear seats are quite nice, guys. It's quite good. Pleasant. So I have a lot of leg room. I have a lot of knee room, guys, and it all depends on the seating adjustments. I get plenty of headroom. It's very nice. And the headrest is a bit on the firm side. Oh well, you all be the judge. Now, when it comes to comfort, let's think about this. So, you get this strap over here to pull down, this beautiful armrest, and oh, look at this. Nice armrest. I love the presentation. It looks premium. Check this out, guys. Ta-da! Woo! Oh my god. Alright, this looks very interesting. And then also storage in there. Oh my gosh! This looks very nice. Fancy storage. It looks like something you'd use to put a necklace in there. I like the presentation. It's very nice. Oh, by the way, this has to be the widest windowsill I've ever seen for the rear seat. It's quite interesting what's actually going on over here. Climate controls, guys, very, very nice. And then you get a little storage space in there and USB points down there. Wow. Oh, wonderful. It feels at home. Oh, wow. The door bins are actually nice. Wow. Okay, that's actually good. This has to be one of the best door bins I've ever seen for a crossover SUV of this size and segment and price. You get a handle over here, coat hook over here, and beacon of hope lighting over here, guys. Oh, and you get this for your accessories. Rear doors, guys. Wow, very nice. Now, this is the boot space of the BMW iX3, and it looks amazing, guys. I just love the material it's lined with. Very nice material. Nice LED lights, guys. Look, it just makes it look like an Olympic stadium. The Munich Olympic Stadium. Wonderful. Now, let's just see. Tether point over here. Tether point over there. Is there any 12-volt socket? Where are you? 12-volt socket. Oh, well. If there isn't any, then I don't know if I should question it or not. But at least it's as good as it has to be. Right, everyone. So here's my conclusion of the BMW iX3, guys. The BMW iX3 has to be one of the most promising electric cars of today's generation, guys, because
I really am impressed with what BMW has done. This is a new chapter for BMW, mainly because BMW is adapting to the demands of electric cars, and they've done it through evolution. They've done it through maintaining their identity, guys. And they've also done it in a fashion that's not pretentious, especially with this BMW iX3. And over here, I come down to the topic of value for money. For a price of 79,000 euros, is this BMW iX3 good value for money or not? You know what, everyone? I believe this BMW iX3 is great value for money. It's one of the best value for money crossover SUV I've ever seen in the premium segment, guys. It was very well equipped. I was absolutely stunned by the equipment levels, especially for its price. Nothing pretentious, and I think it was almost difficult for me to question it in terms of equipment. But then at the same time, like every other electric cars, there are questionable aspects, and I'm going to point them out right now to you all. The only questionable aspect I'd like to point out is that despite BMW's pride for being all sporty, there were fake air vents on the side, and there was a fake air vent on the back, which is a bit yeah, like I did not know why they were there. And then also another thing I'd like to remark is that the sound every time you open and close the front doors. But then what matters is the equipment level and how there was nothing pretentious, guys, and the presentation was absolutely stunning. Now the reason why I emphasized a lot on the presentation is because, believe it or not, there are competitors that offer a similar price range but that just do not offer the presentation. I've seen a car more than 100,000 euros that had window buttons that were literally plastic. Literally. And you are to spend more than 100,000 euros on that. That, in my opinion, is not good value for money. The definition of good value for money is when the car brand delivers exactly what you pay for the and especially on the equipment, and especially on the quality, and especially on the driving pleasure, which is something BMW is known for. Would you all like my humble opinion of this BMW iX3? I love this BMW iX3, guys. This BMW iX3 has to be one of the best BMWs I've ever seen, one of the best X series I've ever seen, guys, and one of the most promising of the X series. I tell you all why. Because this has to be the first time I've ever mentioned great value for money for a BMW, especially let alone a German manufacturer, because usually the Germans like to penalize you for budgeting. They like to penalize you for not buying the most expensive of their products. But BMW, I don't know what is it about the iX3, but they've decided to be so generous, guys. Now, I don't know if it's because it resembles the X3 or if it's because, well, of a reason that's not specified. But whatever the reasons may be, guys, BMW has done a brilliant job with the iX3. I'm very proud of BMW, and I can only say I wish that BMW continues on this path. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos that are on the run, guys. And please don't forget to check the links in the description for my car reviews, travel videos, and my creativity videos. And I have a question to ask you all. Do you all prefer the X3 or do you all prefer the iX3? Please let me know in the comments what you all think. Alright then, see you all next time.